she got pregnant. It was her first baby, and she had a miscarriage. So for us it was a day before my birthday, which is September 6th, so September 5th she had the miscarriage. And it was the hardest day of my life. I think it was the day that I gave my life totally to God.
I did go through a phase where I questioned it all. This is like, I never questioned God's existence, but, or should I say I have, but it kind of all went fuzzy in a way. So at pretty much the age 15, I believe this did happen, where I kind of, after flaking here and there, just, I'm like, I need to pray, you know? And I went down to pray and I felt nothing.
When I came to America, I did go to a couple of churches and the experience wasn't great. I felt very judged. I felt unloved. I felt looked upon in a different way. The fact that I had white hair or fake nails. So the church, like the representation of church, I was just like, it's all fake. It's not real. So I'm like, if people are fake, what can I get from that community?
And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, God, you need to do something in my life because I don't want to be angry. I want to love people like you did, you know? And then literally he just came like so strongly in my life then. And that's kind of when everything flipped upside down for me. And I think that's when I really started understanding God's love, Christ's love, you know?
But I don't picture him like as an angry person at all. Like, that's so funny.
See, God's love does change people.
It's amazing, huh? Like, can you imagine him being an angry person?
Her version or my version?
Let's hear both.
We are second cousins. Then, since we are kids, my family usually travel to north of Brazil to have like vacations, summer vacations on the beach with his parents, and our family's kind of, it was hate and first sight.
I hated her and she hated me.
Yeah.
И я сидела в зале, я заметила его. Мне он сильно понравился не по той причине, что он там молодой, красивый, юный, там еще что-то там в этом роде, нет. Вот эта его родинка. That was it. It sold me. Я, да, мне сильно понравилось, и с тех времен я как бы это вот.
It was a church youth camp in winter youth camp, so that was kind of where we kind of hit it off. But yeah, generally a church from the very beginning.
He never noticed in me until I turned 16.
It's probably a good thing. I don't want to come off all creepy, but because I'm like 3 years
youngsters.
older. Yeah, I was 3 years older, so yeah, that's how.
А потом он уехал на учебу в Елгаву, в библейский институт или библейская школа там, да, школа. То мы не сильно много виделись. Но в принципе я знала где-то там. В принципе, не то чтобы я там сильно много знала. Я помолилась. Потому что вокруг меня девчонки, подружки выходили замуж, думаю, так я еще молодая сама была, 18 лет, но мне интересно было. Я взяла, помолилась так по-детски, кто у меня будет моим мужем, так щелкнул по пальчикам вот этот или вот этот. Это слушается сейчас смешно, но на тот момент для меня это было очень серьезно. Это очень серьезно.
Это и сейчас серьезно.
Well, I had a small boat, and I took them for, sailboat, and it was my how do I say, my refuge was the sea, because it was calm. It was even on stormy weather. I love to sail on stormy weathers because you have to face the storm. You have to go through it. And I took them for, to sail on my boat. Not only her, but our cousins, the family, and everything. And it was this magical moment, like, okay, she's nice. Even though she's all this classical thing, and I'm more the rock and roll, crazy Harley Davidson guy, and then she's more this, what do I say, Vivaldi, Four Seasons. Dun, 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 dun.
Я легла спать, и мне же снится сон. Я выхожу замуж за Пашу. Я вижу свое прекрасное платье. Я таких платьев в жизни нигде не видела. Ни здесь, ни там. Сколько я уже их разных всех смотрела и как бы видела всякие дизайнерские, и все, ничего подобного даже близко не было. Вот. И я так поворачиваюсь, во сне в своем поворачиваюсь, и я вижу Пашу рядом со мной. И мы, как будто бы такое ощущение было, что мы идем по hallway такой линии, я не знаю, как дорожка между тут, как вот в церквях, здесь такие
да,
американские
сейчас,
церкви,
да.
Вот эти деревянные скамеечки, и мы идем по этой дорожке, и впереди нас стоит такой алтарь, да, и там пастор такой вот в черной рясе, вот с такой беленькой каемочкой тут, вот воротничком, и вот тот он ждет нас, что он сейчас нас будет зачитать. И это было все, и мне было, в принципе, достаточно этого ответа.
Да,
Я
что
знала,
ты замуж выйдешь и уедешь в Америку.
ну это я не знала, что
Да.
я уеду в Америку.
Ну как, если уже такой пастырь
Ну,
в такой вот,
видимо, это были
не как там
ну
у нас были, да,
ответы
церкви.
вообще не так, конечно. Ответы на многие вопросы, которые, в принципе, я не задавала, но были ответы уже.
Вот, видишь,
Но
как.
тот вопрос, который я задала Богу, кто будет моим мужем, я его получила. Вот.
And
But
then,
that's
yeah.
what I love it. It's like a new thing for me. Like not just in music, but in everything was so different that I want to know what it is. And then that's why we kind of, let's, understand why he likes this kind of thing, why he does this kind of stuff. And he had his parents divorced, and my parents, till today, he always says that they are like
Example for me.
the best example for him and for me, like a marriage. And his parents were divorced. It's like everything was the opposite.
Yeah, people think that we are similar because we're in music, but we are not. We are, like, as I told you, classical and rock and roll. That's who we are. And I don't know how God matched this together. God said, okay, I'm gonna put rock and roll and classical together and see how it sounds. It sounds awesome.
Честно сказать, не помню, какой именно момент. Вот я просто как-то вот знал, что я вообще даже не выбирал, не думал вот это или вот это. Как-то сразу вот я знал,
Ну да,
что...
это я только выбирала.
Просто я знал, и все, что я сделаю тебе предложение, не кому-то. И так оно и было.
Ну да. Он мне сейчас часто говорит, что выбирал самую красивую.
Ну да.
Ну да.
Самую высокую, самую красивую.
По-моему, высокую.
Ну да.
But when we start dating, we dated for like 2 years, right?
Uh-huh.
And I planned to go to her state in 2 years 4 times. So I had money to buy the tickets and then to go 4 times. And no, 4 times a year, sometimes. Anyway, but the first year I went 10 times to visit her. And the first time I came to her mother's house, I knocked at the door. It was like a weekend. It was a Friday, whatever. I knocked at the door. Hey, I'm here. And her mother, what is he doing here? And she said, I don't know.
I don't know. And he thought we were dating.
I thought we were
I-
already dating. And then she
I was
says,
What's
Are
he
we?
doing here? I don't know. He didn't say anything.
her mother asked her, are you dating? She says, no, we are not. And for me, we are dating. Because for
You
me, it
didn't
was...
ask me, you didn't say anything. And then after like, I don't know, 6 months or something, okay, we can start dating. And he was so upset with me. It's like,
I
now
know
you
that.
say that?
6 months
No.
later, I was dating her, so she started dating me. 6 months later. It's unfair.
Кого
Там
как
нельзя
вот
было,
здесь,
в общем-то.
да, люди дружат какие-то там год-два,
Узнают там друг
узнают
друга.
друг друга, ничего подобного не было.
Там такого
Там
не
вот
было.
так вот в молодежи собрались.
Все сурово.
Да, собрались на собрание, на молитву, на какие-то миссии ездили, на евангелизации куда-то ездили вместе. Так, чтобы один вдвоем там куда-то пойти в кино там или еще в кино. Вообще, это
Какое
что,
кино?
какое кино? Вы что? Вот, ну то есть никаких подобных вещей никогда не было. То есть дружбы, какая она сейчас, как люди знают ее между девушкой и парнем, такого никогда не было. Это запрещалось, это не поощрялось, это точно. Может быть, не сильно запрещалось, но не поощрялось, и замечания бы сделали. Вдвоем нигде не появляться. Даже после того, как сделали предложение друг другу, вдвоем никуда не ходить. Кто-то третий должен быть, чтобы это вот все было замечательно, чисто и консервативно. Вот.
Но, с другой стороны, это много, в принципе, оберегало молодых людей
видимо,
от каких-то вещей.
Видимо, да. От глупых ошибок.
Да, от глупых ошибок.
Да.
Хотя все равно нормально. Что там все, я в общем говорю, не то, что... Да. У нас-то все чисто, свято было.
Ну, то само собой.
She just pours out everything, pretty much what I do. She just supports you, and every little way, whatever it is. If I change my mind on something different color, she's like, oh yeah, that color is better, that color is good, and she just gets excited, and it kind of gets me excited, like, yeah, why was I thinking about the other color, you know, even she says this color is better. So and that's one of the things, is just, you know, it's something that every guy could be jealous of, that she could relate, support in everything a husband does.
Что мне сильно нравится. Плюс, большой плюс в том, что очень спокойно разруливает ситуации. Если какие-то ситуации происходят, он намного спокойнее, чем я. Я пожар в сравнении с ним. То есть, если вдруг что-то мне там это вот не нравится, я так фью, и вспыхнула. Я отойду быстренько. То есть у меня, я более такая, ну, нет, я быстро отхожу. Я не злюсь, я не разговариваю с тобой неделями там или с кем-то неделями, и все. Я быстро отхожу. Но дело в том, что я в сравнении с ним намного более огненная, что ли, я не знаю, такая. Быстро вспыхиваю.
What I like about her is she's very gentle, and with anything, you know, with her touch, she's very gentle, and I love that. Anytime she, you know, puts her hands on me, on my, whether it's on my back for a massage or just takes my hand, she's very gentle, and I automatically feel like, okay, this is just a soft, caring, loving woman, and that's what I really, you know, love about her, her gentleness, you know, her soft heart, and even, you know, with the kids, and that's what I truly love about you.
Even when I forget to think of myself and I think about everybody and everything, he puts me back on track and reminds me that I need to be, you know, remember that I exist. And you know, that just like, and puts things in perspective for me. And I love how strong he is, even when there's times where, like, I don't know, I love how honest he is, like he doesn't sugarcoat anything.
Let's go back to strong, like tough mother strong? No.
Yes, tough mother strong. Sure, no. If it's broad shoulders. That's I don't want to go into that. Get a little hot in here.
Lower your standards, you know, not, you know, if I'm not particularly a clean freak like some people would be, you know, and I don't, when I come home, I don't expect certain things that are nearly impossible to achieve. So I lower my expectations, because I know that in life there's someone else that, you know, I mean, she's only by herself, and so there's only so much that she could do in the 24-hour period or the time that I'm at work.
что мне нравится? Мне нравится, в принципе, прямолинейность. Почему? Потому что, ну, в смысле, открытость. Открытость. То, что Катя веселая, не капризная, не требовательная.
Шубу на каждый Крисмас не требует.
Ну, в общем-то, хозяйка и так-то, ну, в доме все же нормально, как бы. Ну, я даже не знаю, как-то быстро вот так, что еще. Да все нравится, что-то.
Me and Josh, we have the same goals in life. We have the same morals. We believe in the same God. We love the same way, but we have kind of different approach towards things, you know, which makes it always so exciting and so different. Where I can be a little bit more aggressive and harsh and kind of at it. He's more gentle, he's more soft, he's more collected, calm. So which I love. It kind of keeps our relationship always perfect. We've been married for 6 months. I mean, we probably fought once, and the fight was about like unfolded laundry, like something super stupid.
I hate folded laundry.
And not even a fight, but just like, hey babe, like seriously, like something like that.
Умная, красавица,
Комсомолка, спортсменка.
Да, спортсменка. Не, ну а что, я правду говорю?
Ну не комсомолка.
Да.
Все
Не
остальное-
успела, да?
Не успела.
Я вообще
Закрылась.
октябренок. У нас-
Последнее, где я была, это была пионерия. А потом уже все закрылось.
Ну, это уже не запишем. так что не-
I felt loved by the hard work that my dad went through to send each and every one of us kids, you know, to a private school for a private education. And maybe I didn't realize it as a young kid in elementary and middle school, but getting into high school, you know, we'd get together around as a family and we'd pray, you know, that my dad's job went well and that, you know, he would have the finances to send us to a private school. And, you know, when I saw, you know, he worked hard, his long days, and then I'm like, wow, you know, my dad really loves me and our family enough to do everything it takes to get us, you know, a good education and just give us a good foundation. And I really appreciated my dad for that. And yeah.
My mom always, you know, she would pay me to read the Bible. And yeah, it'd be like $50 if I read all of Psalms. She always tried that, but I think, you know, for her it was just she lived her life by examples.
Папа, мы как-то с папой ехали вдвоем, и он там купил мне, допустим, мороженку или там какой-то беляш там, и просто мы сидели с ним в автобусе, и я смотрел вот в окно, солнце, и папа тут сидит, что-то мне купил, и погладил по голове и сказал: сынок. И для меня это было просто... Уже я был на 7-м небе. Я чувствовал себя именно в этот момент очень любимым, ценимым, или как это сказать, да, что что-то особенное. Хотя, естественно, папа и мама нас очень сильно любили, и как-то я даже у мамы спрашивал, мне так хотелось, чтобы я был самый любимый.
Ну, потому что ты младший.
Да, я у мамы спрашивал: мама, кого вы больше любите все-таки? Скажите. Мама говорит: я всех люблю. Я так думаю про себя: ну надо же, все-таки я не самый любимый.
In our first year of marriage, this is 1991, she got pregnant. It was her first baby, and she had a miscarriage. So for us it was a day before my birthday, which is September 6th, so September 5th she had the miscarriage. And it was the hardest day of my life. I think it was the day that I gave my life totally to God, because I was losing so many stuff, so many things, and I was losing the apartment that I was living, not losing, but everything that all the hopes that expectation of the apartment that you build, and whatever, the car that you have, and then in the end everything was falling apart because God was taking me out of love things.
At camp, I just said, let me try this. I don't know this. I don't know how this works. I see them worshiping, lifting their hands, sing songs. I have no idea what that is. So let me just try. And I truly tried. I just closed my eyes and I just kind of floated with the song. And I remember that the day I got saved, I just felt like someone came up to me with a baseball bat and hit my knees.
At 18 years old, that's when I feel like I got saved and I accepted Jesus truly, because I only said that I was a Christian, but then when I was 18 and I moved in and I went to a church, I actually started pursuing God because I saw all these people having such a life with God that I'm like, okay, I want that for myself. So I remember so well, I'm like, God, you need to show your reality to me. You need to show your love for me. And I remember actually one day in my room, I was living with an American family, and I remember in my room, I just laid on the floor and I was bawling in tears because it's like literally the Holy Spirit was there, just feeling all that emptiness in my heart, all that void that I had, and I felt so much love. And it's funny because you're asking me this question, like, when do you feel like, when was your first love? But I feel like it's so constant now that I feel the love of God for me, that every day, not every day, but like pretty frequent, I bawl in tears because I can't believe how much He loves me.
So everything I've lived through kind of ran through my mind really quickly, and it was such a warm feeling. And plus, I never had dad growing up, so for me, father didn't mean much, and so it was really, really special relationship that I started to have with God.
And then on the first year of our marriage, God said, you cannot love nothing else but your wife. And then she got pregnant. It's okay, good. And I started loving that baby. And then God took that baby away from us, from me. And I remember when she was in a hospital, blood coming out. And I told God, you can take everything away from us, everything away from me, but don't take that person, that woman that I love. And God answered my prayer, and He said, okay, I'll give you that. And that was God's love for me, and I'll never forget this. And that's the only thing that I have is her at the moment. It was His love. He was out of love for me. That moment I never forget. Stop crying, Zina.
For me personally, yeah, it's a special day for us to celebrate our love. We'll do something fun, which we can really share our love any time of the year, any month, any day. But Valentine's Day is just kind of like a, cultural day, or, that America celebrates. So, yeah, we, of course, we do something special on Valentine's Day, but I wouldn't say, we're not going to do something special when it's not Valentine's Day.
It's always roses, and yeah, he always gets me roses. So, even though I don't expect them, they always show up.
And toys.
And toys, yes. Oh yes, he gets me like little stuffed animals. I like stuffed animals as is, and I'm so glad I have a child now that I can blame that why I have so many is because you know, she needs toys. They're not all mine from way before I had her.
I think it's more of a hype of, oh, Valentine's Day, and who doesn't like to get presents, you know, flowers or whatnot on Valentine's Day. So I think for girls, maybe it's more special than for the guys, but we definitely love.
The girls want to feel loved and
Yes.
want to, you know.
It's just another reason.
I used to, like 3 months into our marriage, I used to joke with her. I was like, "What's the return policy?" You know. But
Did you get an answer?
like never. Like, I break, I cry. You break, you buy. Yeah, it's just like the dollar store return policy. You can't take anything back.
He likes to joke a lot.
The number one thing, I mean, I don't know why it sounds cliche or whatever, but like once you put God as the foundation of your marriage and you work on yourself first, then all of a sudden your spouse is perfect. But when you're focusing on your spouse and how are you doing this, how are you doing that, I want him to do this and like this, then it's just all of a sudden there's all these flaws that you start noticing. But when you seriously just pray for him, God starts working on him. And when God starts working on him and you're just like, whoa. You know, start noticing like new things and new talents start arising that you've never even noticed. So it's just, once, seriously, like I can't say it enough, you know. But God, like focus on him and he will show you how to focus on each other and how to love each other in a way that will blow your mind no matter how many years go by.
And kids test your patience like no tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're constantly testing your patience. And how do you keep composed and calm and collective and then stay kind to them too, you know. So I think that's the biggest thing that, you know, personally for me, you know, be patient with your kids, be patient with your wife, be patient with your situations, your surroundings, and then, you know, if you can be patient, then you can be kind, you know, and that's one of the personal things to me, and I have to kind of remind myself all the time. We do have a plaque in our kitchen that, you know, talks about that, and that's like the biggest thing on there. It's a piece of glass, but it says, you know, love is patient, and it's a constant reminder, you know. And
If you want to get a hug, you just come up and give one. If you're trying to expect a hug from your husband, the best way to get it is just come up and give one. Quote.
I don't care what you're gonna follow. I don't care which God you're gonna love, adore. But as for me and my household, I will serve the Lord. And this is the secret. This is what we decided in 1991. It's okay, I don't care what happens. As for us, as for me and her, we're gonna serve the Lord. Doesn't matter what happened. And after that, I went bankrupt. I went bankrupt once. We had so many troubles in finance because of my own bad decisions.
Our decisions.
It was mine.
It's always ours.
Okay, thank you. And people tells us, how do you have this too? In church, they're, you know, they're young adults. Marcus is 22 and he's supposed to be like partying and drinking, and no, they are in church. And it's very simple. As for me in my house, I will serve the Lord. And that's it. There's no magic.
Awesome.
Wait, do I close my eyes? Do I?
Your favorite thing is that